In the last week, Azerbaijan troops attack Armenia. Armenia has a prime minister, Pashinyan. So attack Armenia, a couple hundred soldiers die. There's a lady named Anush, which you see the story circulating all over the place, who the Azerbaijani military apparently took her. They, raped her. They took her eyes out. They put rocks there. They took out her fingers, put her in her mouth. And this story is going all over the place. And another soldier, Armenian soldier, this has been happening constantly. Now, when somebody says stories like this, you know what a lot of friends from Azerbaijan will say? How could you say that? You're selling us at evil people and pa. No problem. Fine. Let's speculate together as a person who's Armenian, who you know which side I'm going to lean on. And I quite frankly don't even think that Pashinyan is the right leader in the country right now, because while you're doing this, everything's about alliances you create. Look at Israel. Israel created alliances with America. You went and were bought out by China, and then Russia is supporting you in a way, but they kind of run Armenia. You're not really the president, the prime minister of Armenia. It's really Russia, but Russia's also playing politics for a couple different reasons. So watch what happens. Turkey. Yeah. This is the part where a person like Putin has a good argument, not necessarily Putin, some people who are from the side that they're saying NATO's playing games. This is what a Turkish member of parliament just said a couple days ago. I want you to play it, and then I'm going to read what it translates to. He just said this on September 15th, okay? Play it, put the audio up, and then I'll say exactly what he's saying to you. Go ahead and press play. So here's a message. I don't know if you're getting the audio or not.
Start it over, Tyler.
Okay, if you're getting it, don't worry about it. You can go watch this on Twitter. Here's what he says. We say to the Armenian administration, make up your mind. I remind you once again that the Turkish nation has the power to erase Armenia from history, geography, and that they stand at the limit of our patience. This is a member of parliament from Turkey. Turkey is part of NATO. If a message like this is being given, this is like somebody from Germany saying, hey, Israel, if you guys make a comment, don't let us remind you of what we did to you guys back in the days with this. And guess what? This guy, can you go up to his Twitter account, please? Go straight to his Twitter account. You have his handle. He's active on Twitter. That's him. So he just said this 3 days ago. This guy's still active on Twitter. FYI, I am not imposing for a guy like this to be banned. I want people like this on Twitter. Do you know why? Because people can get to see that these types of people exist, and you can make a decision for yourself. So now, I'm going to give a shout out to somebody. Nancy Pelosi. I rarely will give a shout out to Nancy Pelosi, but today's one of them. Nancy Pelosi, to me, is 10 times more presidential than Joe Biden or Kamala Harris is. Now, forget about politics. Forget how you feel about any of these three characters here. Let me just tell you what I mean by this. Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan, and China said, if you do show up, look what we're going to do to you. She still went.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi, in the middle of all this challenges faced between Armenia and Azerbaijan, she goes to Armenia and spends a day there with a couple of the political leaders that went with her, Armenian folks that went with her, and she goes, pays her respect for what's going on. Now, here's the part. Yesterday, I go on Fox News YouTube channel. I go on MSNBC YouTube channel. I go on CNN YouTube channel. I type in CNN, Armenia. You know what you see? This much. I go type Fox, Armenia, this much. Pelosi goes to Armenia. Nothing's talked about, right? So Turkey has got Azerbaijan's back, okay? Turkey is a part of NATO, and they made this threat. And what does Erdogan say? Going around saying, we're going to do whatever we're going to do to Armenia. We can make you guys erase. And this, parliament member can say what he can say, and they stay on. So moral of the story is the following. You got a Biden. Kamala Harris was just asked, is the border safe? Did you see her response?
Yeah.
Where they asked the question, so is the border safe? And I don't know if you got the video, if you can pull it up, because the video was just absolutely ludicrous on what she's saying. Like, you can't even sit there and process it and say, did she really just say that? Tyler, I don't know if you got it up or not. You look like you're going through all of them. Yeah, okay, watch this answer here. Very weird.
The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came
Refresh, because
and it needs to be fixed.
He asked a question. Okay, he asked a question first, and then it goes. Okay.
Secure. But we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
Listen to her answer.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
You know, when I hear her give that answer, all she's thinking about is, how is this going to be written about in the paper? Mm-hmm. How is this going to be cut? So what can I do to give the right answer where I'm not going to be judged for it? FYI, listen, people say Nancy plays politics. Everybody plays politics. Guess what? You play politics. I want the person playing politics to go to Armenia. I want the person playing politics to go to Taiwan. I want this person playing politics to go to the border. So you don't want to go to the border? Guess what? They brought the border to you. Did you see all these people coming off the bus in front of her house? What'd you think about that when you saw that would come out?
I loved it. I mean, if you stand by those policies, if you're a sanctuary city, why wouldn't you welcome these people in and provide for them? But I think in Martha's Vineyard, they actually deported them with the National Guard. Like, how can you say you pro-sanctuary city, but if you, as soon as we send you some people, because I know these border cities in Texas, I think they're overwhelmed. So if you're a sanctuary city and you stand by those policies, why wouldn't you welcome these people in your communities, your neighborhoods, and help them just like the red states are doing or like Florida's doing? I mean, one state can't take but so many immigrants into the country before they, become overwhelmed.
And did you hear when they said Martha's Vineyard isn't prepared like the southern border of Texas is for these number of migrants? And they're like, what are you talking about?
It's like 50.
You got 50. They got 2 million.
Obama's got plenty of room.
Yeah. And then they
Oprah's
said,
got plenty of
why don't you open your place to let them live, stay a little bit. Like, I don't know about that. We're not going to respond to that one,
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.